I know you reported this morning that all your wide sources on Wall Street had said you haven't talked to anybody that has talked about financing. Is that still the case?
I think there have been maybe a few feelers put out, but essentially it is still the case. There is still no indication that the quote-unquote funding is secure, as Musk put out in his tweet. And as I mentioned, that is a material fact that is going to move markets. If that was not true, then there are going to be some serious legal implications here. And by the way, this latest development, which is also shocking on many levels, first of all, they're only now talking to some advisors. They're only now forming a committee of the board. They're only now asking Musk to recuse himself after he puts out a tweet announcing to the world that this buyout, he's going to propose a buyout at $420. That is crazy. All of this should have been done before he put out the tweet. If I was an SEC right now, I would be beside myself.
Well, there's a lot of legal issues as well, Jim, and it does, I think you're right, it does appear that he kind of threw the firecracker in the room and then ran out, and the board is there left to clean up the mess. But when we talk about disclosure, which was a big part of your editorial this morning, Rule 10b-5, the 1934 law that focuses on insider trading, has tried to have been adjusted in the social media era. There's still a lot of questions, and it sounds like nobody is really sure if a Twitter account from a private individual, as Elon Musk is, this is not Tesla's official account, does indeed fall under the fair disclosure laws.
That's correct. I mean, there's a little bit of precedent on this, but nothing that has addressed something like a $70+ billion buyout or takeover of a public company like that. And I cannot believe the SEC is going to sanction this and is going to say that, okay, yeah, you just tossed something off on Twitter, and that's the equivalent of an 8K filing, which goes out and a press release. I just can't believe they're going to do that. It flies in the face of decades of securities law, which is all about getting material information to as many people as possible at the same time so everybody has the same fair thing, which, by the way, that's going to be a problem with this latest news breaking. The board is hiring advisors. The board is gearing up. The board is going to ask Musk to recuse themselves. That should all be in an 8K disclosure to the general investing public. And in my view, it should have been filed with the SEC Wednesday or this morning. They have already waited too long, and I think they're getting themselves into more legal jeopardy.
It's Karen, let me ask you something. I mean, I fully agree with everything you said. I can't believe there hasn't been a 13D amendment filed.
Absolutely.
2 days ago. It's ridiculous. But one thing in your piece today, you said maybe you could find some wiggle room in this phrase, financing secured. Seems like kind of a firm phrase, but how are you thinking? Where's the wiggle room?
Look, I'm just trying to be fair to them here and thinking, well, maybe there's some sort of explanation here. Which, by the way, that's something they also ought to put in 8K, which is how did this happen and why did he tweet this when he did and who knew about it? But putting that aside, it's going to be like one of these, what does, the famous, what does is mean or something. To me, fully secured means they've got a financing deal, but secured, does it mean, well, yes, Saudi Arabia told me they were gung-ho to do it or something? Something kind of loose like that, something short of a signed agreement? I don't know. Look, I think it's a long shot, but I'm just saying I don't know all the facts. And until I do, I'm not willing to say, he's guilty. But it doesn't look good.